Well, here we go. Welcome. Well, that was just me and you talking, Manette. This is wonderful. Um, anyway, welcome to Kicking It Live with Lady Cassaundra. Well, we have fun right here,
Yes, we
brother.
do. Yes, we do. Yes, we
Right
do.
here on camera. We're Kicking It Live with Lady Cassandra. Well, we want to welcome Mr. Manathas Rich all the way from Florida by way of Hawaii. And we just thank
Yes.
God for him on today. We thank God for him being in the studio with us, actually studio by way of airways. We thank God for him, but we were talking about leaving family prepared for, after death, and having our families prepared. Now, he is the FinFit entrepreneur, FinFit life entrepreneur. So he is here to tell us a little bit more about FinFit and how it helps us and how it can benefit us. He's going to come on in just a minute. I'm going to play a couple of songs, and he's going to come on and start talking to us tonight about what we need to do to prepare our families to after we are gone. Okay, here we
All right.
go. Here's some great music coming on. God is so wonderful. One of my great songs. I keep forgetting the lady's name, but I tell you, I like to jam to this song.
All right. All
So
right.
wonderful.
God is, God is so wonderful. Oh yeah. God is so wonderful. Oh yeah. God is so wonderful. Help me say it. God is. God is. God is so wonderful. Oh, oh. God is so wonderful. God is. God is so wonderful. Oh, oh. God is. Well, he woke me up this morning,
boy. Right there. You don't know nothing about that. That's that country music. That's that country. That's that down home country.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. You wasn't born when I was listening to this.
See, it's good when you got your own show. You can play it as many times as you want.
Play as many times as you want to. You in control, right?
Yeah. But God is so wonderful. We want to thank God on today that we are here talking about FinFit Life on tonight with Dr. Manethis Rich, all the way from Florida.
The great sure we give that disclaimer. I'm not a doctor, but I do. But I am ordained. You know, I couldn't miss it. Couldn't pass it up.
He's been ordained all the way since June.
Yeah.
Since June of this year, he's been ordained. So you guys know that he's been ordained since June of this year. At the end of June, got ordained by yours truly
in an airport.
In an airport. Amen. Bless God. In Las Vegas. Amen. So we're
gate 54 to be exact. I think it was seat number 5 or something like that. Yeah, we might as well just play it all the way out.
Just play the whole thing. Just play the whole thing.
Well,
his wonderful wife was with him. We enjoyed our whole trip. We did have a few hiccups. We were both stranded. We all were stranded in the airport. So we became family before the end of the night, before we all left. And we have been in touch ever since. So I really thank God for Manethis Rich. Him and his wife, his beautiful wife. I love her. Tell your wife I said hello.
Today's her birthday, by the way, and she went to Miami.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, she went to Miami.
Well, she went to the right city to go. Girl,
she wanted to go to a coffee shop. She wanted to go to a coffee shop.
Miami. Okay, well, everybody.
Well, there's an airplane. There's some entrepreneurs that took an old airplane and turned it into a coffee shop.
Oh wow! I would love to go see that.
Yeah, and so she wanted to go see it. So she took the train down and everything. And
awesome.
I had to take care of some business here, and so I was like, hey, enjoy. It's your day.
Went with her.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but we got some things to do. Remember that family taking care of family stuff? Yeah,
listen, I understand that very much.
Yeah.
On a serious note, as we said, we want her to celebrate her great birthday and tell her we said happy birthday all the way from Texas.
Yes, will do. I will definitely let her know.
Hope she enjoy her day. But what we came on here to talk about was a little bit of taking care of family after you're gone. And taking care of yourself while you're here.
While you're alive, right.
This is a major show. So really stay tuned and tune into Manethis Rich, FinFit Life entrepreneur.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Cassaundra. I know we have a good time on here, but we also understand why we're here, right? And there's a couple of things that just like you mentioned, that you had lost another family member or a close family friend recently, right? And it's been multiples over the last month or so, right?
I'm telling you, it's one after another, yes.
Well, this one was probably near and dear to your heart too, because Dikembe Mutombo passed away today.
Yes,
who was a long time Houston Rocket, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And so when I saw that, and here's the thing that's so interesting, I was actually on a business call when I got the notification that Dikembe passed away.
Wow.
But let me share this with you. Why it kind of hit us kind of hard is because he actually he was somebody that was close to our company.
Oh wow.
And so just understand that it kind of, you never know how close you will be to someone.
That's true.
When you might be. So he was very close to our company, and our wonderful professionals was working with him, and it's so I just want to be respectful of the family and everything.
Awesome. Yes, yes.
Um, but you just never know.
That's
You
that's
just never
definitely
know.
true.
And
That is
so, but anyway, so tonight I was, looking to see what is something that we haven't talked much about since we know about death benefit, we know about final expense. We talked about that the last time we got together. Um,
yes.
we've talked about some living benefits things, long-term care. We've talked about that. Tonight I wanted to touch on retirement because
Awesome.
there's a big misunderstanding of people working 20, 30, 40 years of their
Yes.
they're putting money away. Their company may offer them a 401k, a 403b, maybe a TSP or something to that, something to that nature, which they call a qualified plan.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, a qualified plan just simply means that the government has set up the tax code and different codes to give your retirement certain status,
Okay.
whether it might be you might have a tax deferred situation, and most of the qualified plans are tax deferred. Now, why is that? Now, the government, has blessed their hearts. They they say they have your best interests at heart, but let me ask you something: if you are saving for the future and they are willing to open up an account for you to put your coins in prior to taxation,
Yeah.
then that tells you that taxation's coming down the road.
Okay.
so so here you are, you're doing a wonderful thing for your family. In fact, even companies want to bless you with maybe a match. There's some companies that will match you in your retirement contributions. Let's say it's 3%, 6%. It doesn't matter what the number is. It would be considered somewhat free money.
Yeah.
Free money to the employee. Now, of course, the employee is extremely happy about getting money that is addition to what they've already put in there. So it
Okay.
doubles it sometimes, or that kind of thing, or maybe it's 1.5 times. It's hard to say.
Okay.
So you're going down the road. You're now getting ready. You go to your HR department and said, you know what? I'm looking at retirement. And they say, thank you so much. Let's have our retirement counseling time. And then when you go into the room, because they are not licensed financial individuals, they can only just basically tell you what's in it. They can tell you the rules of what you can and can't do to get it. But they can't tell you the ramifications of, like, for example, your taxes on that money.
Okay.
The taxes on that money is going to be based on your current tax status. So that means that if you had, let's say you had $1,000 going in that was untaxed, and you
Okay.
saved that for 30 or 40 years,
Okay.
well, now you have a number, right? And
Yeah.
that number is going to be taxed at whatever tax level you're at. So now instead of $1,000 being taxed, it could be $200,000 being taxed.
Okay.
So that means your silent partner, the government, is welcoming you to retirement so that we can now tax you at the current rate that you're at. And we say thank you very much. But there's another little piece that a lot of people do not consider because they are not told, they didn't know. There's fees attached to those investments.
Okay.
Now, all of a sudden,
Okay, now I got to pay extra money.
there you go. All of a sudden, that $700,000 that you thought you had is now $400,000 because there's potential tax and fees on that money.
Wow.
Now, that money is supposed to last you hopefully for the rest of your life. However, if it's not structured properly, and you have to now pay the taxes and fees on said money as you use it. Now, I want to make sure I'm really clear on this. They don't tax the whole number, they tax the amount you take out.
Okay.
So let's say, go ahead.
Question. Excuse me. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but question. You mean that if I have a pension and I haven't gotten my pension yet because it's what 65 now instead of 60 as I'm hearing they're trying to raise the age so they can continue to use our money for other things. But 60, when I turn 60, I get my pension out of the company that I've been working for
30 years. 30 years.
Whatever. They're going to tax that money. Why wasn't that money taxed before it was put in there?
Well, that was because that was one of the benefits that your company offered you. Now, remember, who did it benefit? It benefited the company to not tax your dollars, match your dollars. They get a write-off, but you get to now use it. It gets to go towards your retirement. Now, so it wasn't taxed up front. So instead of taxing the seed, they're taxing the harvest. And so let's say you have $100,000 a year lifestyle. Let's just say that, right? Now, most people know when they stop working, they're no longer going to receive the compensation they received while they were working. It's usually going to be dropped between 40 and 50%. Okay.
But why they take so? Do you know why they take so much of the money? Because, like you said, if I have $700,000 that I'm getting in 60 when I turn 60, 65, I don't want you taking half of my money. That's ridiculous.
Well, remember, you're no longer working, so it's now turning that money into your pension to pay you in retirement. So you're not getting, you're not working any longer. So therefore, the money that has been accumulated on your behalf now becomes the money that you now start getting paid out of. Now, you weren't making $700,000 a year while you were working. However, it might have accumulated to that, but now we've got to break it down to pay you so that you can live in retirement.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So that's $700,000. So let's say you had $100,000 a year lifestyle. If you had $100,000 a year lifestyle and you wanted to maintain that lifestyle in retirement, well, how long will $700,000 last in retirement if you got $100,000 a year lifestyle?
Well, I guess it wouldn't last me on it but 7 years if I got that kind of. But if they cut it in half, it ain't gonna be but 4 years or whatever.
Well, actually, what they're gonna do is, let's say it's $100,000 a year lifestyle. Well, it wouldn't last it wouldn't last 7 years, because if you took out $100,000 or you wanted to have $100,000 net, you got to take out $150,000 for them to pay the taxes, and for you to pay the taxes, and then you get to keep the $100,000 to live on. Well, now you've done taken $150,000 out of your $700,000.
Wow!
Because you gave 30 to 50% of that to the government, and now you got $100,000 left. Now, if you do that again next year, well, you can do the math. It ain't gonna last long.
Yeah.
So here's what most people do in retirement. Got $100,000. I got $700,000. Instead of $100,000 lifestyle, I'm going to downsize. I'm now going to take out 40 or 50,000. That's still taxed.
Yeah.
But I've really cut my lifestyle way down. So what are some of those things that we can do to help supplement that? So if you have a properly structured and properly funded index universal life policy, Now what that allows you to do is we can now turn that into some type of supplemental retirement. Let's say you had $100,000 a year lifestyle, and now instead of taking out that 140, we have your policy offset. Now we can take out, let's say, 80 or 90. And now your policy now can kick in income tax free, supplement your retirement.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. So it again with FinFit and with me having a policy with FinFit, this is where I was the questions that I'm asking is because with my FinFit program with my policy, then I can actually borrow against that or pull money from that. And how do I get this is what I want to how do I get my money from my pension to my
policy?
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah. How does that work for and I want that question. That's the question I want to ask. And let me play another song, and then we'll get right on to that question, because I know people want to know how is it going to work for me to do that? You know, how do I do that? How do I take one from one place to another? That's where we are.
Okay, got it.
Hey everybody, this is recording artist James Chappelle III, and you're listening to LCJW Radio, your faith walking station.
You were down, but God has always kept you. There were times you looked for friends, they were not around, but God has always kept you. I want you to know that the same God has always kept you. He's willing and able. Keep on keeping you.
Lord is
Hold
willing and
on.
able. That is Brian Dunlap and Purpose from right here in Houston, Texas.
All right.
Yes, yes,
All
yes,
right.
yes.
All
Listen,
right.
God is willing and able. He can keep you if you want to be kept. If you don't want to be kept, he can keep you then too. But listen, God is look. My thing is, I know God is a good God, and He can do whatever we. He said, whatever we may ask or think. We don't even have to think about it. We don't have to worry about what God has in store for us, because He said some things in store for us. We can't even imagine it. All we have to do is sit here and think about it. So, and now part of what we're talking about tonight is our future references, our things that we need to prepare for in our future. Now, the question was asked of Mr. Manathis, how do I get my money from one place to the next in order to be able to use that money in the future? So, can you tell our guest, Mr. Manathis, how do we do that from where we are? So we're talking about pension, FinFit, life, and he is an entrepreneur. This is for us about retirement. That's what we've been talking about tonight, is retirement. Are you ready to retire? Do you have the money to retire? Do you have all of your I's dotted, your T's crossed? Are you ready?
Right.
But listen, if you're not, here we have a way to help you to get ready. So,
Absolutely.
so now the question is on the table, Mr. Manathis. How do we get our money from one place to the next?
That's a fabulous question, and it's not one that can just be answered in just a couple of little things. But what we
Yeah.
can do is there's a lot of factors involved with what you can and can't do when it comes
Okay.
down to your pension. So, one thing that plays a role is your company's rules of taking your pension. There are some
Okay.
people,
Okay.
there are some companies that will not allow for you to touch your pension for, let's say, 2 or 3 years after you retire.
Oh, wow.
There are some that will allow you to move only a portion of it while you're still working. There's some won't let you touch it at all while you're working. Then it
Oh, wow.
depends on how old you are, because if you are, let's say you take an early retirement, that let's say 55 or 57, well, in the qualified plans, a lot of them there's a minimum of a 10% penalty if you're not 59 and a half
Oh,
and you
wow.
try to take your money out. So there's a lot to that answer, and it's basically going to take to how you're set up and where and what age you are, what your company rules are, things like that. So I wish there was just a easy answer, but it's not that easy.
It's not. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Now I can share this with you. You can't take a qualified plan and roll it straight into, let's say, an insurance product.
Okay.
Because that definitely triggers a number of things from a taxation standpoint and other qualified situations with retirement. So you can't do that. Now there
Oh,
are
wow.
other vehicles you can, depending once again where you are. And everybody doesn't qualify for an insurance product. So now the question is, what can we do for them to help with some retirement supplement, right? Well, that's where annuities come in. Now, instead of qualifying with your health and things like that with an insurance
Okay.
product, you can now roll it into an annuity, what they call an annuity. And here's the beautiful thing. When you have an annuity, you will never outlive your money. And
Oh,
this
wow.
is where a lot of people may or may not be aware that we call that living too long when you outlive your money.
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I want to use my money. I want to be able to live. I already told them I'm ready to go to the Netherlands. I want to go
Yes.
I'm going to London next year. I already got things in my mind.
Oh, I
What
love it.
I've planned for where I'm going, what I'm going to see,
Yes.
how to experience all of God's blessings, all of his, there are things we've never seen. I want to go to Africa, to Cape Town, to I want to see some of our heritage actually, from where, even though I'm more Indian and I'm going to found out that my Indian heritage started in Oklahoma, which is the Choctaw Indians.
Yes.
My dad's people are Choctaw Indians. So more of my heritage has come out, that, but I want to know where all of this is, you want to go see this stuff. I want to go on the reservation and see actually what they do, what happens. I've watched it on TV. I want to see this actual thing happening.
That's
so
right. Go have
that. You want to live
live experience.
Yeah, you don't want to outlive your money. Let me lead them with a little change and let me live a little bit.
That's exactly right. And it's really interesting, but a lot of us don't think of those types of things. We're not thinking about what happens to your pension if you pass away. Does it go to your family? Those are questions you want to ask your company.
Oh, yes.
You want to ask your company, hey, who you're working for? Hey, what happens to my pension? What happens because if you know, you can do something about it. But if you don't know, it's hard to do something about something you don't know.
That's true.
And there's a number of families have been devastated because they didn't know.
Yeah. And the government not going to tell you unless you ask that question. They want the money to go back into the system. So hey, I gotta get my little fingernails polished on that,
Right. And that's the sad truth of the situation is that most of us, first of all, and this is a big one, not knowing what to ask.
That's right.
And
not
here's
knowing what to ask.
Right, not knowing what to ask. But here's what a lot of people do with their pension, and I just recently was reminded this. They get their packet from HR, and they say, "Hey, get this back to us in 72 hours." And here's what they do: they take the packet, they go home, they look to the left, they look to the right, and they go, "What did you do?" And they don't know as much as you. They don't know the same, just like you are. They don't know either.
Yeah.
So and that's who you're asking, but you may not be seeking out your professional to ask them.
That's true.
And there's a couple of reasons why you may not do that, because you think it's going to cost you money.
Yeah.
But let me ask you something. If it cost you $100 to ask a professional, and it costs you $100,000 not to, which one would you rather pay?
Babe, I'm paying $100.
Right. And the thing about it is that sometimes there are places you can go and ask that doesn't cost you that much, but it will cost you if you don't ask at all.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure that we kind of reach into people and let them know that this doesn't happen by itself.
Yes.
It doesn't happen automatically. It's not going to just come into fruition without your participation.
Yes.
And so, so it's very, very important that once you know that you have a professional in your midst, and ask your questions. Yes. And you know what, your professional is going to share some things with you that's going to evoke other questions, and that's okay. Now all of a sudden you start seeing a picture. Oh, hey, there's hope here. There's an opportunity here that I can truly help my family without losing my shirt. Or giving up a lot of the estate because we didn't plan for it.
Yes.
And so that's what we're here to do. And more than anything, coming on your show really helps us be able to just let people know that we're here, let people know what we do, and then setting up some time to talk about their specific situation.
Yes. Please look at the link that's in the comments. I put the link in the comments at all times every week. I put the link in the comments. If I do forget, sometimes I do forget, but usually I do have the link in the comments. But if you have not seen the link in the comments, here's the link for you guys. I'll be posting it up just a minute. Give me a minute here and let me post it up for you, because I want you to please get in contact with Mr. Manathis here, because you need this for you and your family. This is not just for me. I think it is a benefit for everyone. Please do not let this pass you by and you have nothing to show for your family. I think that is something everybody need to take a look at. Especially in this day and time, people are leaving, people are dying daily. I just can't even express the different things that we have been through the last month.
Yes.
Uh, deaths in the family, deaths of friends, deaths of people we've well known, people that we've known down through the years.
Yes.
Even Frankie Beverly and the different people we don't know, and a lot of these artists. And this is one of my biggest things. A lot of artists die without insurance, die without any, leaving their families with nothing. We out here singing and traveling the world, and we are leaving our families broke and silly. Don't know what's out there for us. How can they get my royalties? What can they, these are different things that we're going to talk about on this show throughout the seasons, throughout the years, as long as I can be on here to talk about things that's going to help people in the long run to benefit from what your hard work. Why work so hard and not have nothing to show for it?
Right.
That's the biggest thing to me, that we worked all our life and we have nothing. Why? Because you did not plan. You did not do effective planning. You did not do anything that will benefit you in your lifetime and in your
pastime.
In your pastime, whatever you want to put it at. You got to find a balance of this, and what we don't do, and it's really, it's, and I can't say this lightly or bad. It is to me, it is more that it is the Black generation that does this, and a lot of Hispanic homes, because I think white people, I'm not saying that they're better than us, but they prepare their families better than we do. They have so much stuff to prepare their families for when they're gone.
But a lot of them talk about it. They talk about it in their home. I'm not saying not saying all of them, but a lot of them will have the conversation with their kids and things like that.
They do.
A lot of us, I'm not going to say everybody now, because I think it's getting better than it was in the past.
I think so.
Right? I believe it's getting better than it was in the past, because now all of a sudden TikTok or YouTube or something will have someone on there talking about it, which now evokes a question to a family member. Hey, I was looking at TikTok the other day and they were talking about, hey, if I have a certain policy, how does that work? Now it's evoking the conversation, but we can still do better, though. I still think there's a lot of work to be done in that area.
I think so too. I think that the more that we bring it to people's attention that it's needed, I think that we can continue to make sure that people understand the whole policy of what you're doing. I think that your company makes a big difference in how to help each and everybody, whether you're Latino, where you're African American, Asian, whatever you are.
It doesn't matter.
It does not matter. You need to make these plans. You need to make sure that you are making these plans for you and your family's future. And I think that, Ms. Manathis, I think that, we as a vessel, that's what I guess, that's what you call it, a vessel, need to continue to share this with people. And I would love that if we can even do better at workshops or things like that. And I'm looking at maybe bringing you, having a Houston. I don't know. Do you have a Houston area base just yet?
Yeah. Listen, you've set it up. We'll be there. In fact, it's so interesting that you said. I have a young man in Houston right now who's on my team.
Awesome.
Who we're meeting with tomorrow.
Okay.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to start onboarding him for out there in your actual community.
And please introduce him to me and let him know that we're going to get on the show on I said starting our next month. Let's introduce him to our Houston-based people so that they will know.
Yes, absolutely, and that's part of the plan. And so what I'll do is but as we develop him and things like that, but I can definitely. If we put something together live in Houston, I'll definitely come out there and definitely be supported. And we're going to be doing a grand opening for that young man as well. So I'll let you know when that's going to take place.
Please do, yes.
Yeah, we'll let you know. It may be virtual at first, and then we can do a live one, but we'll do a virtual.
Well, let him know I do have. I'm a realtor, so I can get him office space. I can get him places and look for areas if he just need an office, to actually be in, or if he doesn't, if he wants to just run it out, like I figured out of his home. But if he want a physical place. Let me know.
Well, that is a plan that is definitely a plan. That's probably sometime in the future. But here's what's interesting, because as he grows his business out there, that is another piece of our puzzle that we would then look at potential offices and things like that. So we already know who to talk to. That's not
yes.
That's not a problem.
Listen, Manathas, it's always a pleasure with you. I'm sorry I was running kind of behind. I get tied up doing other stuff. My brain. I'm getting a little older, Lord Jesus. I'm about to turn 56. Here in another month or so. Here.
Congratulations. Everybody ain't able. You know what I mean?
You know that, but God is good, ain't He?
That's right.
And I just believe that we as a people need to acknowledge all of the things that benefit us as a people. And I think that you and I think we are opening doors to more reality, more things that people need to open their eyes to see. And like we say, every day people are leaving this world, every day.
That's right.
And some are leaving prepared and some are leaving unprepared.
That's exactly right. And guess what? And one more thing on that. There's a lot of people coming to the planet today, which we can help from earlier time than waiting until they're older.
Yes.
So the new ones coming in, we can help them too.
Listen, let's help the new ones too. So listen, we are excited about what we can do. And Kickin' It Live with Lady Cassaundra will continue to support the FinFit Nation.
FinFit Life family, the FinFit Life family.
And we want to continue this. We want everybody to know about this program because I think it's a great program. I myself, my husband, we're going to get into this. My family is going to get into it. So we are looking forward to putting my family into this, my children, everyone into this, so everyone benefits from this program. I'm a firm believer that we have to continue to give our children an
opportunity, a platform.
Platform. Yes.
Well, I have to go to a meeting, so thank you so much.
Thank you very much for tuning in on tonight, Kickin' It Live with Lady Cassaundra Webb with Mr. Manathas Rich, all the way from Florida by way of Hawaii.
All right, now take care.
Happy birthday to that beautiful wife of yours, and you take care. Tune in next week. We have some more great gospel music for you. See you later.
Aloha, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Anybody came to have a little church? Anybody know you can call on Jesus whenever you need him? Come on, let's go to church. When you can't see your way, just call on Jesus. When it's hard to tell the darkness from day, just call on Jesus. No matter what comes your way, get down on your knees and pray. Call on Jesus. When you can't see your way, just call. When it's hard to tell the darkness from day, just call. No matter
peace and pray. Call on Jesus. Oh, when you need a friend, go down on your knees. When your burdens get heavy, open up your heart. Call on Jesus. Well, when you need a friend, go down on your knees. When your burdens get heavy, open up your heart. Call on Jesus. Well, Jesus is on the main line. Yeah, Jesus is on the main line. Yeah, Jesus is on the main line. You can. Well, when you need a friend, go down your knees. When your burdens get heavy, open up your heart. Call on Jesus. Let's go to church. Well, call him. Call him. Yeah, call him. You can. Don't look to the east. Don't look to the west. But look to the hills. Which coming your help. All of your help come from the Lord. All of my needs He will supply. All of my burdens He'll help me to bear. All of my sorrows to Him I share. Listen here, He'll be right there. Anybody know God will? I can call on Jesus early in the morning. I can call on Jesus in the midnight hours. Just hold on. Don't you give up. Hold on. Don't you never give in. He'll fight your battles. He'll fight your battles. Road is rough. The going is tough. The hills are hard to climb. Looking for peace of mind. Hey, be right there. Anybody know He will? Anybody know God will? I know He will. Can I get one witness? Just one more witness. He'll step right in the nick of time. He'll bring you through. He'll make a way. He'll bring you out. He'll be right there. I can call on Jesus early in the morning. I can call on Jesus even in the midnight hours. Put those hands together. Anybody know He'll be there? Have you ever had to lean on Him? Have you ever had to call on Him? Won't He make a way? Won't He make a way? Anybody know He will? Anybody know God will? Hey, He'll be right there.
Listen, He'll be right there. Call on Jesus by none other than Quentin Simon himself, Houston's own Quentin Simon, award-winning gospel artist here, right here in Houston, Texas. Listen, I am so excited about what God is doing in this kingdom. Listen, we were talking about fit life. We're talking about preparing yourself for the future, preparing yourself and your family for after you're here, while you're here, and when you leave. Listen, please prepare your family. Please look out for your family because you never know when your day comes. You won't know, you don't know. So stay tuned for more great information throughout the months and things that we've been talking about. Please go back and review some of the shows that we've had and get into FinFit Life. Look in the comments and find the link. Please contact Mr. Manatis Rich, and I appreciate him for each week. We've been out a couple of weeks due to deaths in the family. So this has really been touching my heart because of the fact that there are so many people leaving here and leaving their families unprepared. So don't leave your family unprepared. Prepare your family for your leaving. Prepare your family while you're here in order to help them in the future. Prepare them for all things. And I appreciate everyone tuning in. Please go back and look at some of the show and get some more of the great information. It is FinFit Life. Listen, I cannot express how this will benefit you now and in the future for you and your family. Please, as artists, as gospel artists, please go as preachers, missionaries, whoever you are. Go prepare your family, show them the appreciation in living and in death. So listen, I greatly appreciate you tuning in tonight. If you go back and look at some of the videos, please go back and look at some of the videos and let people understand. I want to let people understand about the benefits of life insurance, FinFit Life, and it does a lot of other things. So listen, go back, check it out, tune back in, and check the link out. Go on the link, look at what's going, how it will benefit you and your family. Listen, thank you for tuning in for Kicking It Live with Lady Cassaundra Webb on tonight, and we had Mr. Manathas Rich of FinFit Life. Please tune in next time, and we will show. I'm looking for another great artist. I'm looking for some more great artists. Please tune in. Please send me your music, and we will get you on as soon as possible. Okay, we'll see you later. Listen, don't forget the Spin Awards, October the 24th through the 27th. I think, look, we will be in Atlanta, Georgia, enjoying ourselves. None other than a apostle appointed. So listen, look, with all of us and all the radio people, all the media podcasts, all of those things, listen, tune in to the Spin Awards 2024 right there in Atlanta, Georgia. Can't wait to see all my friends there. I'm excited this year about what God is doing in the kingdom. Look, keep your heads up. We're looking forward to seeing you guys. Spin Awards 2024.